Sydney Plays Softball by Steve Brown. Strike one. Strike two. Strike three, you're out. Why do only boys play baseball? Sydney asked her dad. He replied. That's a great question, sweetheart. I think it's because boys wouldn't be able to keep up with the girls if they played too. Sydney furrowed her brow. What do you mean, Daddy? Well, girls play a much harder game. It's just like baseball, but it's called softball. Sydney jumped up and almost dropped her cherry snow cone. I have a softball at home. Well, it wasn't really a softball, but it was soft, and she used it mostly to play with her puppy Bella. Would you like me to buy you a glove and ball so you could learn to play catch? He asked. Sydney threw her arms around her daddy and excitedly replied, Yes, Daddy, thank you. Then she joked, You're not out. Saturday mornings were the times when Sydney and her dad bought donuts. But when she came into the living room, it was empty. Daddy, she called. No answer. Daddy, where are you? I want to get my apple fritter. Just then the door swung open. I wanted to be the first one in the store so I could bring this to you when you woke up. Sydney said, Thanks, Daddy. This is even better than an apple fritter. And you need a glove to catch the ball, so I bought you this glove, too. Every day after work and school, Sydney and her dad played catch. And every day she got better and better. She threw the ball into only one window and hit Bella only 3 times. But that was Bella's fault for thinking she was playing too. After work one night, her dad came home with a bat. Today you'll learn to hit. Sydney practiced every day with her dad and got better and better. One Saturday morning on the way home from picking up apple fritters, powdered twists, and chocolate bars, Sydney and her dad saw a humongous sign announcing softball tryouts at the local park. Would you like to go to the tryouts? Before he could even finish his sentence, Sydney shouted yes. For the next couple of weeks, she practiced harder and longer than ever before. The day finally arrived for softball tryouts. They pulled into the park and Sydney shouted, There must be 1,000,000 girls here. While there were not quite 1,000,000, hundreds of girls of different ages showed up to hit, run, and bat in front of the coaches. 2 nights later, just after bath time, her daddy's phone rang. Yes, of course, Coach, he said and handed Sydney the phone. It's for you. Hello? Sydney could hardly contain her excitement. Sydney, this is Coach Jeff. Would you like to be on the Magical Unicorns? Sydney didn't have to think twice about her answer. Yes, 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 yes. At the first Magical Unicorns practice, Coach Jeff had all the girls stand in a circle so they could introduce themselves. Tell everyone your name and one of your most favorite things starting with the same letter as your name. One by one, all the girls introduced themselves. I'm Maddie and I like M&Ms. I'm Lily and I like licorice. I'm Jillian and I like to wear jeans. I'm Sydney and I like softball. Then it was time to get to the real practice. This area is the outfield. Each of you will have a chance to play. After the team was introduced to the outfield, it was time to learn about the infield. There are 4 bases in softball: first base, second base, third base, and home plate, Coach Jeff explained as he ran to each base, stomping on each one as he arrived there. After teaching the girls about the bases, Coach Jeff gathered them around a big chalk circle in the middle of the field. This, he said, is where the pitcher works. Some believe the pitcher is the most important player on the team. Then he asked, Does anyone know who wears the most equipment on the team? No one answered. It's the catcher, he said. Sydney had no interest in wearing all that equipment and having the ball thrown at her. Also, the other team swung their big bats very fast and close to the catcher's head. After weeks of practice where the girls got to try different positions and learn which ones they were better at, opening day arrived. Everyone woke up early and met at the supermarket parking lot to decorate the truck in pink and blue streamers for a parade, and even made the front of the truck look just like a magical unicorn. Then it was time for the game. They were playing the Batgirls, and the pitcher was Sydney's best friend in the world, Shayna. Sydney knew Shayna was good at softball because she talked about it all the time. Taylor was first at bat. After 3 strikes, the umpire called out. Jordan was second. Another out. Lauren batted third. 3 outs. Wow, that was fast, thought Sydney. Now it was the magical unicorn's turn to take the field. Maddie was the pitcher, and Sydney was the catcher. Sydney decided she wasn't scared at all and just loving being part of every single play. The first hitter on the Batgirls hit a ground ball to Amy at first base that went right through her legs. The next batter hit a pop fly that seemed to reach the cotton-filled clouds in the sky. Jillian at third base and Lily at shortstop both looked up to find the ball, which seemed to stay in the air forever. And by the time they finished running in circles around each other, the ball landed right between them. The part of the game that Sydney loved the most were the cheers the girls sang while their team was at bat. Pump, pump, pump it up, keep that softball spirit up. And her favorite, way down deep in the softball jungle, you can hear that Paula rumble. Go, Paula, go, Paula, go. In the final inning of the game, the score was tied 9-9, and there were 2 outs. Sydney's team was up, and it was her turn to bat. She wasn't nervous to make the last out of the game because Coach Jeff always said, "You play how you practice," and Sydney took practice very seriously. Sydney planted her feet in the batter's box and lifted the bat up above her head, ready to hit whatever came her way. "Strike 1," the umpire called out. She swung again. "Strike 2." The next pitch was faster than a bolt of lightning, but she swung with all her strength and hit it. Up, up it went, just over the shortstop's outreach glove. As the ball bounced to the fence in the outfield, and the outfielder ran to pick it up, Sydney ran as fast as she could around all the bases. She arrived at home plate just as the ball was thrown to meet her. Sydney slid into home plate, and in a cloud of dirt, the umpire shouted, "Safe!" Sydney hit her first home run, and the magical unicorns won their very first game of the season. After the game, both teams and the coaches lined up near home plate and congratulated each other with high fives. Finally, time for snow cones.